Hey, I'm Kira. I'm a yoga instructor here in San Diego. I'm going to take you through a little 15-minute morning routine to get yourself and your body moving. So first up, what we're gonna do is just take a seat in a comfortable position. So I like to sit in lotus pose, which is one foot in front of the other. You can also sit with your legs out long if that's better, or you can sit just plain old crisscross applesauce. So we're gonna first go into a little bit of breath work, just to slow down your mind, get you set up for being here on the mat. So you can close your eyes for this part, taking some deeper inhales and exhales. If you'd like, you can do those inhales and exhales through the nose, or you can take an inhale through the nose and then out through the mouth. Whatever feels more clearing and warming for you, you can do. Through this breath, I invite you to take a little bit more awareness to the inhales and exhales, maybe settling into your body, noticing if there's any holding points of tension, maybe just letting those little parts of your body start to melt and get a little softer. And when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. And first we'll take our hands to our shoulders. We'll take a few rounds of shoulder rolls. So we'll inhale, bringing our elbows in towards our chest and up to our ears, and then exhaling to pull them back and down. Again, inhaling to pull in and up, and exhaling to round back and down. 2 more times. And then we'll meet here in the middle, and then inhaling to round back and up first, and then exhaling to round forward and down. Again, inhaling back and up, and exhaling forward and down. 2 more times. And 1 more. And then we'll let our hands drop from our shoulders. And we'll do a few rounds of neck rolls. So first we'll exhale, dropping our right ear to our right shoulder. Just letting that side neck stretch. And then inhaling to drop our chin towards our chest, and exhaling to land our left ear on our left shoulder. Just letting gravity do its work. And then again, inhaling chin to chest, and exhaling right ear to right shoulder. Again, inhaling to center and exhaling left ear to left shoulder. Next, we'll roll back through center and take our hands up. And sorry, my hair's tickling my nose. Next, we'll take an inhale, lifting our arms up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, placing that right arm, turn towards you. Right arm down onto the mat, and then exhaling, dipping towards the side. And then inhaling, coming back up through center, and exhaling, landing that left hand down and dropping it to the left side. Really keeping that right hip anchored into the ground there, just to increase that stretch on the right side. Again, inhaling up and exhaling, dipping back to the right. Then inhaling up and exhaling down to the left. We'll inhale back to center. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way to a tabletop position. So coming into kneeling pose, so your knees will come under your hips, your shoulders over your wrists, keeping your abdomen zipped up, your belly button sucked towards your spine. Settling in here, we'll rock back and forth just a little bit, just to stretch out those wrists, stretching into those little metacarpals, those tiny bones in your hands, just letting some space and some stretching in between those bones. You might feel a stretch all the way up into your fingers as well. One last time, rocking forward, and then we'll come back and meet in that tabletop. So next is going to be some rounds of cat-cows. So with an inhale, we'll dip that belly down towards the mat, letting our head come up and face towards the ceiling, and pulling those shoulders back, letting the chest shine towards the front of the room. And then exhaling, rounding your back, dipping your head, letting your chin reach towards your belly button. And then inhaling to cow. And exhaling to cat. Again, inhaling to cow. And exhaling to cat. One more time, inhaling to cow. And exhaling to cat. We'll inhale back to tabletop. We'll take our right hand, inhaling, rounding it up towards the ceiling. And on an exhale, threading that right arm between our left extremities, landing the backside of your right hand onto the ground outside of your mat, and letting your head rest onto the mat as well. From here, we'll press firmly into the backside of our right hand into the ground. You should start to feel that space behind your shoulder blades, those little muscles there, start to expand and stretch. I'll be here for a couple more breaths, taking some inhales and exhales. And with your next inhale, planting firmly through that left hand, we'll inhale, twisting that right arm back and open towards the ceiling, and then exhaling, landing that right hand back down to the mat. Next, same thing, left side. Inhaling, left arm up. Exhaling, threading that left arm between, landing the backside of your left hand onto the ground. Staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. And then we'll inhale, coming back to a twist, open to the ceiling. And exhale, landing that left hand back down. Next, we'll take a tuck into our toes, taking an inhale, just lifting our knees off of the mat. Just engage that core. And then we'll walk our hands a palm length forward, and then kick those hips up and back to the ceiling for downward facing dog. Now the key here is to keep your spine long and not have a straight legs necessarily. If your legs can't be straight while keeping your spine long, that's okay. You can take a bend in your knees and keep that spine long. And then from there, you can see if you can melt your heels a little closer to the mat. Here, if you feel that you need to lengthen out your hamstrings a little more, maybe your calves need a little stretch, you can pedal out your feet. Just bending into one leg, straightening the other, and then vice versa. And then we'll settle back into that downward facing dog. Next, we'll inhale, look towards your hands, lifting your heels, and then we'll just tiptoe up to the top of our mat, meeting in forward fold. So again, you can keep that bend in your knees. If you'd like, you can even drape your torso against your knees if you like that. But just allowing some lengthening coming into your backside of your legs. Maybe you can swing side to side. You want to grab either elbows and swing. Maybe you want to just bounce. Giving a little lengthening into your low back as well. Maybe stretching that neck. Or if you'd like, you can just hang. And when you're ready, we'll toe heel our feet out to the wide edges of our mat. You can have your toes pointed just slightly more outwards than your heels. And then on an exhale, we'll sit back into Malasana or Yogi Squat. So your arms will be on the inside of your legs. You can also take your hands to heart center, pressing your elbows into your knees. Settling into a couple of breaths here. When you're ready, we'll drop our hands down to our big toes. You can even hold on to them if you'd like. And then on an inhale, we'll lift our hips up towards the sky, keeping our head down. And then exhale, take that seat again. Again, we'll inhale, lifting our hips up. And exhale, take that seat back down. 3 more times, up. And exhaling down. Last one, inhaling up and exhale down. Next, we'll take a seat, so you can take your hands behind you, keeping your feet where they are. You could just readjust if needed. You can use your hands behind you to prop yourself up, and we'll just drop both knees to the left side, and then inhaling back to center and exhaling, dropping those knees over to the right. Same thing, inhaling to the center and exhaling to the side. And then the other side. This is great rotational stuff for massaging out that joint at your femur head to your pelvis. Just relieving any sort of tightness there. And it's okay if your knees don't touch on the ground immediately. If they're up here, that's great. You can just let gravity kind of give you a little bit more of a stretch. And last one to the right. And then inhaling back to center. Next, we'll just lay back for the last little bit of the warm-up. So we'll just hug our arms around our knees, or maybe just your shins, whatever feels most comfortable for you. You can rock side to side, massage out that low back. Let your spine get a little opening. If you'd like, you can also massage out those sides of your glutes, so you can drop your hands and keeping your knees together, you can just draw some circles on the ceiling, coming onto the far outer edges of your glutes, just giving a little massage there. You might notice if you're a little tender there, you can always just stay on that side and kind of rock a couple of times on that side, and then move back around to the other. And then we'll inhale, pulling back in towards that center. And then you can just extend your legs out long. Maybe dropping your palms open to the ceiling. And then just ending with 3 to 5 big inhales and exhales. Just to let your mind blank just for a moment. And when you're ready, you can make your way back up to a seat, or you can stay in this position. If you want to move through that warm-up another time, you can do so. But that is the end of my little warm-up series for you. I hope to see you next time.